Funds are safe. Funds are safe.
너의 마음에 들어갔을 때 나는 다시 나오기가 어려워. 오늘 같은 날 너를 떠올리며 나는 사랑을 노래하네. 이제부터 눈물이 나는 그 밤이 찾아온다 해도 두려워만 이렇게 내가 곁에 있을게. 그대 이제부터 날 조금만 더 사랑해줘. 더 바라봐줘. 한 번 더 나를 안아줘. 그렇게 나를 불러주면 난 사랑을 노래할 거야. 그댄 나를 봐요. 나만 바라봐줘. 그대 앞에서 난 한없이 어려져. 혼자 있는 난 너를 떠올리며 나는 사랑이 느껴지네. 이제부터 행복이 가득하게 너의 마음을 채워줄게. 이렇게 내가 곁에 있을게. 그대 이제부터 날 조금만 더 사랑해줘. 더 바라봐줘. 한 번 더 나를 안아줘. 그렇게 나를 불러주면 나는 사랑을 노래할 거야.
Funds are safe.
You already know. With you.
Funds are safe, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hold on, let me do this. There we go. Oh shit! Now the other side's showing. What can you do? There we go. That's better. Welcome, Leo White, Sportum, Juju, Ninja. You're at work. Go back to work, you boomer. And me, what's up? What's up? I wonder if you're still using my my channel to upload stickers and stuff. I wasn't able to catch you in the act of it, but I think there are slots. Anduin, what's up? And Zandu, thank you guys for the lemons. Fund.safe, guys. So, today marks the first day back of the comeback of crypto streams with Bacon, and I did a bunch of research. We have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about today. But before we go into that, let me just share kind of my vision with this. So, I started on DLive on April 19th, I think. So we're coming on to the kind of close to 7-month mark now. And what really worked and did not work for me, I'm really clear about now. And I do think I need to take this thing more seriously if I do want to, make it into a gig, and so to speak. So I got to focus on providing value in areas that I excel at, which is definitely crypto, technology, and blockchain. So, and you guys seem to enjoy that. So that's why I'm bringing it back. And that's why there will be some changes on the channel. First off, kind of a overall rebrand of myself with back to kind of what I was known for, which is like crypto and technology and blockchain. Second is the schedule will be changing up a little bit. So Jackbox, there's gonna be a lot less of that. Probably on weekends, right? I will still have community days, but they will be a rarity from now on. More of a hangout time than the official streams. Sportman, thank you again for 2 lemons. So, I am, since it's gonna be news based, which means I'll have to kind of keep up with the things in the industry as they happen. So I will be streaming from now on, hopefully Sunday to Friday. So I'll take Saturdays off. And because of that, I will also stream for less time every day. So I'm going to aim for 2 hours just to keep it short. I know I might overstream. I definitely will not go below that because I do really like streaming. But this kind of stuff does take a lot of time to prepare. Like I sat here for about 2 hours already, looking up stuff I could talk about and reading articles and stuff like that. So, and they'll usually start around my noon time, which is just about now to about 2 hours later. We're going to do this on the stream. So today we're going to talk about, that's a good transition actually. So today we have a couple of things on the schedule, specifically 3 main topics. Where's my creative bot? Here's the creative bot. Let me put it in the corner here. So we have 3 topics / news / I think interesting things that you guys will find either valuable or entertaining. So the first one is kind of not as serious, right? Which is, for all you Bitcoiners there's the founder of, the Bitcoin, the writer, the author of the Bitcoin white paper, Satoshi Nakamoto. Well, we have a new candidate that is kind of a clown in the CT, crypto Twitter, crypto industry in general, as of late. Jorg Mote. He's been mocked on pretty much by the entire industry right now, especially by influencers on CT. It's also funny. That's the first thing. The second thing is kind of a follow-up on what's happening with Bitfinex. If you guys are familiar with the lawsuits that they're under, how they were able to just supposedly pump the price to all-time highs of over 20,000 by the end of 2017. Well, they're under a lot of fire, but some researchers have been showing that this is, they largely caused the entire pump, which I do remember because I was part of it. And we were following, large accounts by them, and they got some insane numbers of Tether to literally just buy up Bitcoin back then. So covering that for a bit. And then lastly, which is the more serious part and of today's stream, is going to be Uber is the latest tech company to enter the kind of digital payment sphere, if you will, with their launch of Uber Money. So they're following up on, big name players like Facebook with their Libra, Telegram, Kik and Kin Token, which is under a lot of fire. They're almost bankrupt now. Apple, right? Apple Pay, Apple Card, that's completely digital. So it does seem like tech companies. Uber Money isn't a crypto project, but they are part of the Libra association, so they definitely know how cryptocurrency can be used for a global kind of payment system to replace our existing financial services. So that's really interesting, I think, because I think blockchain and crypto in general isn't so much. You don't really see like big companies. Well, they're starting to recognize it, right? With Facebook Libra and China as a government coming up with their official cryptocurrency, but I think we're very quickly transitioning into a kind of cashless society globally, and big tech companies, whether they use crypto in it or not, very soon we will start to kind of pay for everything with crypto. So, hi, Big in chat. I'm gonna just lay back and close my eyes because my eyes and hurt AF. Hi, Mining Legend. How are you? Welcome to the stream. So, that's kind of the three things we're gonna talk about today. And if you're bored already, well, this was kind of what I was known for. So, getting back into it, it's quite a type of stream that is really draining, and if you're not well prepared, it does kind of get like rambly, but I find it to be very, very exciting. So, and I think it's much more worth the time. So, okay, let's get into it. Let's go. Let me go to the corner here. So first off, who is this Jorg Molt guy? This is very funny. So Jorg Molt. So let me just play you guys this clip. So Jorg Molt is this supposed. He claimed himself as a co-founder of Bitcoin, and he claimed to have 250,000 Bitcoins in his wallet. And this is just fucking hilarious. So basically everyone on CT right now is mocking this guy by literally putting like Bitcoin co-founder or something of that sort, sister Bitcoin, mother of Bitcoin, father of Bitcoin in their names and their descriptions, and mocking this guy, right? So he is the latest kind of clown of the Bitcoin and crypto sphere. And this guy, Kenneth Bosak, he's kind of a hilarious commentator. He met this guy. He saw this guy, Jorg Molt, at a conference, World Crypto Con, whatever this is. And let me just play you guys this for them. Yeah, you get what I mean.
All right, look, this guy right here.
Yeah, so this is Jorg Molt.
He's a fucking scammer. This dude. No, don't you look away. This guy's a fucking scammer. This guy right here. He's not Satoshi. He's telling people he's fucking Satoshi.
Look at him. Does he look like he would be a Satoshi?
Fucking scammer.
Like, no.
This fucking guy right here. You don't belong.
He's not
in
even
this
looking back at
Get
him.
out. Yeah, I'm here. Say something. Say something. This fucking guy is a piece of shit scammer.
Take it out.
No.
Take it out.
Oh, no. You don't know me, bro. And I know this guy.
Oh shit. He's pissed off.
Touch me.
He doesn't have anything for the argument, for his argument, so he's just
No,
aggressive.
don't touch me, man. Get off me.
Imagine like a world visionary, right? Invents Bitcoin. When he's called a scammer, he's like flicks the other random dude's hat off. Like, yeah, that just proves the point.
Don't touch me.
He is 0%
Don't ever fucking touch
Satoshi,
me.
but
How about that?
You need to get out of
You need to get the
people's
fuck out of my face.
Oh,
Guy
God.
doesn't know me.
oh god,
This guy is a scammer. Just
why is he
know
talking
that.
to everybody though? It's pretty funny. So he I don't think his account is even, yeah, his account is like banned, right? Somebody else took it over. He's even claiming that he is a friend of Andrea Antonopoulos with like fake tweets, kind of to boost his own, you know, credibility, so to speak. Getting a lot of hate from that as well. And Andreas came out publicly on Twitter and said, you know, I've heard that a person called Jorg Molt claims to be my friend, inventor of Bitcoin. I don't know him at all. These are lies. This is not. This person, big scam. Big no. He I don't know who the fuck he is, but he is not Satoshi. Yeah. So let's get that out of the way. But the funny thing with this is if you go on CT right now and you try to, I've seen a couple of these, right? So this is your typical CT influencer, right? And now they have all kind of rebranded themselves as Bitcoin co-founders to mock this. Bitcoin co-founder right here. I think Loomdart is another person. Nope, I think he's changed it up. If we look up Bitcoin co-founder, there's gonna be a ton of these. Oh yeah, dude, look, everybody's talking about this. Pretty funny, actually. Wait, his Twitter handle is Bitcoin co-fund. My God, what the fuck? When that's your only shtick ever? Oh my God, dude. Yeah, there's not much depth to this. This is kind of just a meme to kick it off. And let me show you guys my other meme that is doing really well on TikTok right now. Incoming ETA 10 minutes. Cool. Here, let me go my own self plug here. Just to give you guys a little bit of a meme to start the day off. If you guys are familiar with TikTok, I did a little mockery of my own. He looks legit to me. Oh yeah, that smile, right? That hair. Oh yeah, that separation between his eyebrows. Yeah. Oh yeah. You saw that? Yeah. So the original format of this was, you know, it's character select. So you're supposed to stand still and kind of rotate yourself out and about, and you are sort of acting out a stereotype, right? So you have like NBA 2K players or like some investor, fitness guru, whatever, right? Very typical things. You know, sometimes it's like racist, like stereotypical memes, right? I made one with crypto investor. This TikTok right now has like, I think like 3,000 views or something in a day. Yeah, people are liking this. But I changed it up a little bit by mocking the typical crypto investor, so to speak, and their behavior in a bull market versus a bear market. Ken Bosak, right? Did you see fake Satoshi? Yeah, I was really destroying scammers, right? So I'm gonna just play it to you guys, right? Mud decentralization, 50k BTC end of year, typical, right? Not saying I'm a good trader or anything, but you know, I definitely wouldn't do this.
My guy's pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. See both sides like you know. See on both sides like you know.
Yeah, so you can expect these kind of stuff on my TikTok, along with some educational content, because I've been posting sort of half my TikToks will be memes, making fun of CT. The other half will be, you know, just non-trading advice, but rather, you know, talking about what I know the best, which is kind of the tech side of things. Go follow me on TikTok. I saw that and thought it was pretty funny. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Stone. And thank you for the triple threat, lemon, ice cream, and diamond. Sugoi is not going away, though. Anyway, so bit of a lighthearted start. And let's move on. On my TikTok. What's up, homeless guy? So that's latest on the news of fake satoshis. And so next up, if you guys are familiar with the exchange Bitfinex, let me just give you a kind of a background of this whole narrative. So Bitcoin hit its all-time high by the kind of right after Christmas, right, of the end of 2017. I think January 2018 was when it went over 20K, right? And since then it's crashed, right? And well, we're kind of back to the bull, right? We're starting a nice bull market, so to speak, I think. But I was a part of that last bull market, especially that run up. I remember so back then I really wasn't a technical trader. So in trading terms, technical analysis is not focused on the technology. Rather, it's focused on charts. So charting, right? Looking at candles, looking at patterns, recognizing patterns. That's what technical analysis is. Fundamental analysis, on the other hand, is sort of a more long-term look of projects, right? What their utility is, looking at their teams, looking at their timelines, their history, if they've done anything good, and making a decision based off of that. So that's just a distinction. So back then, I didn't really trade charts. I was a big fan of fundamental analysis. And that's why I was exposed to a lot of that. So some of the things that I was exposed to, although they were kind of the wrong information because I was too into kind of mainstream narratives, was China FUD, right? China banning Bitcoin and blockchain in general, like mid 2017. I think it was like September, October-ish, 2017, right? Caused a big crash to like 3K-ish. And then we went all the way up from like 3K to like 20K. It was insane. But the other thing that was super also major that's still in my mind right now was the Bitfinex pumps, right? Specifically, so Bitfinex is the sister company of Tether. So basically, what Tether is this stablecoin that's pegged to the US dollar, that is funded by Bitfinex, the exchange, a really large exchange, and Tether, the company. It's a US company. So essentially what that does is, just like any other digital currency that's stable, Tether claims to have a vault where they put in the US dollar and then they mint on their Tether blockchain 1 USDT, US dollar Tether, that is stable as a price of US dollar, right? And you can supposedly cash out that Tether with them whenever you can, right? This works as long as they're actually locking up that much US dollars to be pegged to it, right? I might not be on the stream for a long time. I really want to sleep. Sorry, no problem. I was never a big believer in TA in a bull market, but TA in a bear market I think is useful. How dare you get 8 hours sleep? Honestly, I crushed traders in 2017 gains. Nice. I lost a bit. I also made some really good trades, but overall I was in that loss for sure. But I also crushed trades and gains in losses 2018. Oh yeah. I didn't lose anything in 2018. I lost a lot in the bull market because I was super new, you know? So now we're hunting new viewers. Yeah, so let me bring up the first article here. So Lone Wolf Bitcoin Whale likely fueled 2017 price surge. Now this might seem kind of insane to you, right? Because pumping an asset from $3,000 per Bitcoin to $20,000 per Bitcoin in the span of like 2.5 months. When you read long Bitcoin whale, you would think that's kind of impossible, right? You would need like $1 billion or some shit. But that's what Bitfinex printing Tether did, right? So what they did was, it worked all good and well. I think in the beginning they issued like 300 million Tether or something, and they were audited properly in their vault, right? So basically, there were big auditing firms, went to Bitfinex and Tether, and checked out that, oh yeah, they have locked up that much US dollars. But then on top of that 300 million, I think on like a bi-weekly basis, they were coming out with like 200 million, like every 2 weeks in Tether, and these weren't audited at all up until like the crash, basically. So back then there were a bunch of accounts dedicated to following these accounts, because when you print Tether and it's released onto the exchange, because Tether is also a public blockchain, what happens is these mintings are all completely transparent. So there were bots that were just following these accounts and telling everybody else how much Tether was printed, right? And as you can imagine, this is a big issue, right? But because it happened so fast and because there were no regulations back then, it just kind of happened, right? And Tether in itself is a stable coin. So when you printed, they weren't gonna just, there was nowhere else that were gonna sell it, right? So say, so the criminal narrative is that Bitfinex and Tether, which this has been verified now, right? Because some of the supposed, other third parties that have locked up these funds are now actually indicted, right? They're and they have charged, they have been charged with like money laundering, and I think 880 million US dollars were claimed to be lost, and Bitfinex is now claiming that they were victims of fraud by these other third parties. But obviously, I think this is not the end of it, and that they were kind of definitely played a big part in their scheme. So anyways, back to the history of it. So when you print these Tether, right, you wouldn't just sell it to consumers, because there is not like 880 million active users willing to buy up Tether, right? Because people wanted to buy up Bitcoin. So what they did was essentially they print Tether, and then because their own exchange offers Bitcoin and Tether trading, so they just buy up Bitcoin, and that's why the price of Bitcoin went up significantly. So imagine you have the U.S. government, the U.S. Treasury or whatever. They print a bunch of US dollars and they just buy up gold, right? Now obviously the US wouldn't do this, but because they're a government and their currency is worth way more than that. But Bitfinex and Tether, even if Tether goes down, if they hold so much Bitcoin, and they can actually just kind of cut their ties with the Tether project, in this case they are trying to, it is absolutely fine. They have so much to gain. It's a huge fraud. So Daughter, thank you for the host. Oh my god. And thank you for the ice cream. So essentially this is what happened, and I did remember that whenever Tether was printed back then, very soon, right, whether it's speculation or not, the following like 2 to 5 days, we would see a huge pump of Bitcoin. And this was insane, but we were all at the benefit of it because we're in the middle of a bull run. So, right, nobody really said anything about it besides like, do not use Bitfinex because you will get scammed, right? Because they will get into trouble. And now, look at that, they did. So, so this is kind of the narrative behind why people are looking into how just insane amount of manipulation could have fueled the 2017 price surge to the all-time high of Bitcoin, which I think is highly possible. So if you guys are interested, try to read into here we go. Here's the lawsuit that's very new. So in the lawsuit, New York Attorney General Letitia James and Tether and Bitfinex executives participated in cover-up after about 850 million in client corporate funds allegedly went missing. Because why did they claim this? Because imagine you print 850 million Tether that's supposed to be pegged to the US dollar, so you need to have that much US dollar in your bank account before you can issue these Tether. They never had that in the first place. These weren't audited. So now they claim that these were missing because the sources of these funds were dirty money coming from drug cartels, I think in Colombia. And they claim that they were victims as well. Post article in chat. Yeah, so here is this, if you want to read into this. And Bitfinex also said that James' suit is riddled with erroneous assertions. Obviously, they'll say that. And this lawsuit is just about, getting started. So we will really see what this really goes down as. But now more than ever, I would suggest everybody to not use Bitfinex because it's a really bad idea. It's a really, really bad idea. And I haven't heard from them much yet. I mean, their tech is sound, right? They even have like Bitfinex, their own DEX, which is great. But the company, absolutely terrible, right? I would say they make the most money out of criminal activities than their trading, than their exchange fees. So don't use them, right? Here, so in late October, a crypto capital official was arrested as part of a Polish probe for allegedly laundering the proceeds of drug sales for an international crime group. Right, this was what I was referring to. The suspect, in according with Polish rules preventing the release of full names, was identified as Ivan ML by the country's counties national prosecutor. Okay, whatever. Following the arrest, Tether said Bitfinex is a victim of fraud and is making its position clear to the relevant authorities and those in Poland and the United States. So now people are looking to specifically correlating market data back in the surge to all-time high in 2017 to kind of the Tether manipulation, which was a fact that they did happen. Whether that was criminal or not, we don't know, but there was definitely Tether manipulation, right? Those Tether could have been legit, but that would just mean Bitfinex themselves were pumping Bitcoin. But either way, Bitcoin was pumped by Tether, right? So whether it's illegal, the part in that was that their issuance was Tether, whether their issuance of Tether, whether that was legal or not. So there are studies. I wonder if they read more. Here we go. Yeah. So this is more of a kind of a market study instead of the criminal news part. And I didn't read into this yet, but I would say just from my opinion of being in that market back then, I think this is got to be technically sound. So, but yeah, what I want to focus on is kind of the funny parts of Bitfinex's history and also what they're facing right now. So Bitfinex now is crying fraud as crypto capital executive indicted by the US. And this is so there is this firm which elusively is just named Crypto Capital, right? that's not obvious at all as to yeah. So basically what they're claiming, right, like what we said before, is Tether is supposed to lock up US dollars in their bank accounts in order to issue Tether, but they said they were never audited. You know, these funds were never officially audited to be there. And now because they failed the audits, they have said that, oh yeah, you know what, it wasn't us that faked these bank statements. Hello, Mescan. So basically their narrative is that we didn't fake these bank statements. Rather, it was the investors in our company that actually gave us these money, right? They themselves have lost the funds, and because they're criminal organizations, we weren't part of their scheme. Rather, we are actually victims. So that's kind of Bitfinex and Tether's narrative. And so let's read through this. So over the past week, news broke detailing this guy, executive of the firm Crypto Capital, has been indicted by the U.S. for conspiracy to commit bank fraud, and so to speak. And they did this to basically launder their drug money, and in the amount of roughly $350 million worth of funds. And Bitfinex has said that even though they have been scrutinized in the recent months, they claim that the liquidity issues have been triggered by an inability to access it. Yeah, so they claim that they weren't able to access $880 million worth of funds that were being held by Crypto Capital. So what that means is, so when people try to cash out into Tether, they will have to ask Crypto Capital to give them supposedly these US dollars that can pay people. And also when they themselves need money, they will ask these guys, right? Basically cash in their own Tether. I would say that they're the same group, but now they are trying to separate themselves. So Bitfinex claims that its partnership with Crypto Capital began to deteriorate in April of last year, following reports indicating that Polish authorities had seized roughly $350 million from an account belonging to Crypto Capital subsidiary Crypto SPZOO with bank. Okay, whoever. Right. So basically, they're throwing Crypto Capital under the bus, and that's that. So more of the story is, I think basically Bitfinex is trying to wash themselves clean, and I don't think Bitfinex and Tether will get off the hook so easily. So don't use Bitfinex. Try to not trade USDT. Instead, use some other stable coin. There's tons of them out there that's pegged to the dollar, or even use like something based on Ethereum, right? One of the algorithmic stable coins that's pegged to the dollar, like I think DAI, right? DAI is definitely better. It might not be as stable, so if you were to trade like $1 billion of it, it wouldn't work. But like, which one of us is gonna do that, right? So, Crypto Capital rebrands. Okay, whatever. Tensions rise between Bitfinex and Crypto Capital. So this is kind of their fallout. And so Quadriga was a I think the largest Canadian exchange when it comes to fiat to crypto. And I think I bought close to like 5,000 worth of Canadian dollars worth of Bitcoin from them. They worked up until their founder actually died, and their founder was the only holder of the crypto wallet, the cold wallet, so the hardware wallet, that can only be accessed by the founder. But he died, and basically in the entire wallet, everybody's funds of Quadriga was lost forever. This was super funny, but they were actually a client of Crypto Capital, huh? The exchange is losing access to $190 million of its customers' funds. Yes, this happened like probably like 8 months ago, I would say. That seems like a horrible idea. It was a horrible idea. So, a close friend of mine that's actually we met in class here at McGill. He lost like I think $4,000 or $5,000 from Quadriga, something like that. I don't know why he was holding his Bitcoin not by himself but on Quadriga, but it was it was sad. I know a couple friends that have used them. They're a good exchange, but this specific part was such a horrible idea. Mind you, the founder was not like super old or anything. I think he was like 30 years old, but he died of a heart attack, I think. Quadriga CX founder or CEO or something. Gerald Colton. Yeah, how old was this guy? Gerald Cotton. Yeah, look at this guy. He is super young. That's why, like, it didn't seem like a problem. He's like, yeah, no, I hold this. Nobody can be held accountable besides me. If I want, I can even exit the scam. Oh my god. He had a suspicious death in India. How did he die? Co-founder, CEO of Quadriga CX and Robertson. Who's this Robertson, dude? Oh, his wife Jennifer Robertson. Okay, flew to Jaipur from Canada. Yeah, so they're a Canadian company. City in India. Okay. For their honeymoon, I were to go on the opening of the Jennifer Robertson Gerald Colton house. They never reached there, nor did their gifts. We have not received it. Blah blah blah. How did he die? Within 24 hours of their arrival on December 8th, Colton was declared dead. What the fuck? Bruh. Yo, la maison du Bitcoin. This is like 10 minutes away from my house. Walking distance. I know exactly where this is. Wait, no, never mind. We have one of these in Montreal. This is in Paris too. Interesting. Colton's death has been a loss, not just his wife. How did he die? My god. Ooh. Just wondering, which cryptos do you suggest, Bacon? Not financial advice, so I really wouldn't suggest anything. So I would just give you the safest. I also don't want to let you down. So I want to give you the safest answer, Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Yeah. I mean, anyone can die randomly. Yeah. How did he? What the hell happened? Oh, here we go. Yeah. See, he went in cardiac arrest. He was resuscitated twice and placed on a ventilator. He was declared dead. Cause of death was not defined. Cardiac arrest triggered by perforation. No autopsy was performed. The rapid decline of his vitals is consistent with what a patient with Crohn's disease might experience, however. Research shows that mortality rates from the disease have gone down. Okay. Definitely suspicious, but I mean, yeah. Ooh. Can you imagine, like, what if something was, planned from his wife or something? Like, last minutes of his deathbed. This is just complete jokes, right? But imagine this, like, he's on his deathbed, resuscitated once. And his wife is like there, and then his wife is like, "Oh no, are you okay, honey?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm okay. Oh, just wondering, what's the C phrase to your nano ledger? What's the yeah? Where did you keep the seed phrase paper?" Right? Can you imagine? That would be hilarious. Bitcoin and true man and culture. Yeah, I would not suggest you anything. No, it's. I think in both of our best interests that I don't, because I myself lose money. So you should not listen to me. So my hunch is like to not to suggest you something else, but chances are you will lose money than gain. So yeah, that really sucks to be on your honeymoon and just die. Yeah, only reason to use crypto is decentralization, basically to public crypto. Yes. But yeah, this was funny. Not funny. The death was not funny, but how like such a big exchange handled their funds was pretty hilarious. Like, you know, imagine like you buy into you know, you use PayPal, and then all of a sudden PayPal cannot pay anybody else back because why? Well, PayPal's founder held the account and nobody else. PayPal's founder gave everybody access. So like imagine that. Like how does that even work? So but yeah, back to the Bitfinex story. So they were also a client of Crypto Capital, interestingly. So they had access to $345 million held in various international bank accounts, including accounts owned by Global Trade Solutions. Crypto Capital had also processed transfers on behalf of Bitfinex using... Okay. Yeah, so I have one more article on this, and then I want to show you guys something that happened back then that's actually super funny. Yeah, so they're essentially the same article. They denied, you know, being part of the laundering that, and they said that they were victims of fraud by Crypto Capital. Okay, this is not important. So a funny thing that I think you guys should all check out is an account called Bitfinex. I don't know. I tried to follow him back. No, okay, I can't. So this kind of covers the entire yeah, the Medium blog is definitely where you should look up to it. Look this stuff up. So right, that's kind of this is kind of the parody account of Bitfinex, essentially mocking everyone that uses Bitfinex and how they will be ultimately at their own demise because of Bitfinex's Tether scam. And this account was like quite the account back then, in 2017, basically roasting them every time they printed Twitter, they printed Tether. There were like another account on Twitter called Tether Printing Machine or something. Tether Printing, yeah, Tether Printer. Yeah, this is funny. Tether Printer, right? So what this account did was it both served as a satire of what was really happening, and also kind of a actually pretty legit indicator of the just incredibly bizarre Bitcoin market back then, due to manipulation. So basically, it was a bot that was tracking every time that Tether minted new, essentially digital US dollars to buy Bitcoin. And, you know, if you follow notifications to this, there were quite the correlation to Bitcoin's rise versus this. And it was just hilarious. All right, folks, fix several issues and the Tether printer detector, and it's back up running again. How to fix some issues? Yeah, it's hilarious. A few 100 million Tether, 500 million Tether. Jesus, it's insane. Yeah. So funny shit back then. I would imagine similar stuff will happen. We have so many more stablecoin projects out there now. So these kind of things will only come back again once we are in a bull market sentimentally, right? So part of what drives this, right? So when you do things like this, it's not so much you buying up stuff and then you make money. So, because even if you generate so much fake tokens out of nowhere and you buy Bitcoin, that's not the fastest way to gain money in your fraud. The fastest way is to let people speculate. So you print a bunch of Tether, you send it to your exchange account, and then you just hold it there. And everybody else will speculate that you will start buying Bitcoin. So they will buy before you, and then you can sell to them. And then you just take that money back and then, send it back in again, and they will speculate again. So that's the actual classic way for whales to accumulate and pump and dump on people. So that is way more efficient, and that's why these things are not happening right now. Because if, for example, back in the bear market of like after the crash up until like very recently, right, when we just rebounded from 3,000, if Bitfinex printed Tether and bought Bitcoin, they will actually get sold into. Not your friend, thank you for the follow. They will actually get sold into, and they will actually lose money. So that's why these things, and similarly, right, these like fake influencers, fake satoshis are just starting to come back, because I think we are coming into the next bull market pretty soon. So yeah, keep an eye out on these. I think some funny shit's gonna happen, in the near future. Yeah, so Bitfinex, I can't believe they're still around. I can't believe they are still not defunct yet. They are not, charged yet. But yeah, don't use Bitfinex. Don't use Tether. And let's just laugh at them and hope that they won't cause too much of a crash when they, ultimately fall. And, thoughts on XRP? XRP is, I hate to say it, right? So XRP is not a good project for blockchain standards, because they are not even, I would say, a blockchain. They are very, very centralized. They are basically a technology that enables like banks to transfer funds cross borders much more efficiently, much faster, and costing less. So they're kind of the direct competitor to Swift, which is the underlying technology that you use to actually, I should cover this in one of the streams in the future. So let me put that down here. What is XRP and Ripple? Right. Actually, yeah, there's a distinction between XRP and Ripple. So Ripple is going to overtake Swift for sure as the way for banks to actually handle cross-border payments. And right now, if you were to send funds from, say, China or India or wherever, from a Chinese bank to American bank, from an American bank to like a UK bank, they all use Swift. Most of them. There are a lot of them that are starting to use, I think it's called like XRapid, right? Last time I checked, to replace it. Insane if you think about it. But when you're buying XRP, you're essentially buying, actually I'm not too sure on the usage, but XRP is a very, very, very legit project. But if you are a proponent of disrupting the traditional finance, and you want ourselves to actually use this technology and directly handle our transfers, which right now is just as efficient as XRP, right? because there are tons of other projects that are way less decentralized and are just as fast in like, you know, money transfer standards, right? I can send you whatever, right? Like cryptocurrency, as long as there are markets for it, and only have to pay like a tiny bit of fee. But yeah, so chances are XRP will survive for like just as long as Bitcoin. Chances are, and chances are XRP will be very, very big, but because they're banks, right? But if you don't like banks, if you want to see it disrupted, I think XRP will ultimately compete with whoever, with whatever system that we have that is decentralized. And fundamentally, you know, if you just care about making money, you should have a bit of XRP. But if you care about, you know, the freedom of it all, XRP is not great, right? So yeah, XRP is pretty quick. XRP is insane. Like, yeah. As soon as Ripple bought a big share of MoneyGram, the MoneyGram stocks 300x. Yeah. Oh shit. Headphones are unplugged again. 1 second. There we go. We're back. So, yeah. Anyways, back to it. Actually, that ties quite nicely into the next point, which is Uber Money. I don't know if you guys have seen this. So Uber is the latest tech player. Some weird price manipulation even stocks. See, people are funny, right? To jump to conclusions when it comes to crypto, trading crypto versus trading stocks. When I posted my TikTok and making fun of crypto investors, there were people that were saying, "Oh, you're an investor in crypto? Invest in stocks." I'm like, do you understand how it works? They are the exact same thing, but you know, instead of you being scammed very quickly by, you know, in a very epic style that is super illegal by you know, unregulated sales and exchanges, in stocks you just get scammed very slowly by big tech. That's literally what happens. And they are the same fucking shit. Like traditional finance versus crypto finance, what are the differences? Regulation and time frame. How long they've existed. That's it. I said like 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes of what? Crypto is almost the same risk as stock market, so you can't really choose. Oh yeah, exactly. Not only that, there is nothing morally different between financial services, like the finance industry that we have, versus crypto finance, right? There's literally no moral difference. When you tell me that, oh yeah, invest in real stocks, it really just comes down to kind of, are you actually good at it, you know? Yeah, so you can lose money much more quickly in crypto, yes. If you're uneducated, yes. But there's not a difference, really, when it comes to the fundamentals, when it comes to which market is more legit, I don't think. Exact same thing, but you can't trade after 5 p.m. or the weekend's low, so it's fucking slow compared to crypto. Yeah. How does one get scammed epically? Exactly. Well, actually, yeah, I should talk about that on some of my TikToks. There are some really epic scams on TikTok on crypto. Like, it's so funny. It's hilarious. I should put that down as one of things I should talk about. It's hilarious. Epic crypto scams. Oh, I have so many stories for this. I do. So does Uber Money have a future? Do you believe Uber will survive if they stop dumping money into nonsense projects? I Honestly, hard
フ
to
ァンド
say.
ツアー政府
Um,
ファンドツアー政府
I'm not as well versed in Uber money, in Uber in general. I put Uber money as the number one, as the first thing that I want to talk about, because this is the kind of the new tech company that is just setting foot into the finance industry. So what they're offering is essentially digital finance, right? So they have a wallet, they have debit card, they have kind of cash loans for like payday loans that have no cost, up to $100 for their drivers. So kind of a very specific and very small subset of financial what do you call it? Financial instruments, financial services. They also offer Uber Pay, right? Obviously a lot smaller than, say, what Libra is aiming to do, what Apple Pay already does, and very different from, say, Telegram and Kin. But I want to show you guys this because I thought you guys might be interested in Uber. I need to look into this more, but I use this as sort of a introduction to what I want to talk about, which is covering kind of the landscape of, first off, outside of China, in the Western world, what kind of digital finance we have right now, whether working or not, what kind of advances that there are, and how they have played out. Some of them are crypto and blockchain based, some are not. And then comparing them to kind of also what's happening in China, which is always super disruptive already with Alipay, with WeChat Pay, and now with their official digital currency, the DCEP, right? It's not really a cryptocurrency even. It's more just like the digital yuan. But overall, I think what I'm trying to say is this big shift to cashless society, big shift away from cash, away from even credit and debit cards. Pretty interesting, right? They still integrate with banks, right? You might still get a credit card, but you probably won't use your credit card much longer because they will just be here. This is what you will use. In like 10 years, I don't think most people will use cards because this thing, much more convenient. And for the majority of the world that is in poverty right now, they have way more access to this than what's in here, which requires a bank. This does not. So, yeah. So let's talk about it. So first, let me show you guys the Uber money introduction. Bitfinex was messed up. Oh yeah, Bitfinex was hella messed up. There was some Chinese shit that was also super messed up, and that's very recent. That money gets someone else. Trade-off, if you heard of it. Look on a thing called Revolut. It's not crypto, but I think it seems pretty good if you use more currency. Okay, sound like a paid salesman. Yeah, I will look him up. Here. Good music, at least. You gotta give it to them. It's a great video. Very Apple-esque. Actually, very, very Samsung-esque. What is Revolut? My God, what a time we live in. What a time we live in, don't we? No, but you can invest with them into crypto stocks. Ah, that's cool. They said they're coming to Canada, actually. I want to look into this. Let me jot this down as something that I want to look into. Super nice that I have a list of topics now. So here, when I play you this, let me just share my first impressions. Specifically this part, with these people's faces. How does that make you feel? I feel like very epic, very kind of, should I say, excited about the time we live in, but also very, very scared for just how much big tech is able to do. And governments are able to do. What a time, right? The more I watch this, the more I hate it. And the more I really like crypto, actually. Yeah, because this is fucking scary. It makes me feel alienated. Yeah, a little bit. Like, you know these guys were paid actors. But you know how good it is. Specifically, like what age group, what gender, what ethnicity, how they dress, the lighting, the colors, what they are supposed to make you feel. And because they have so much data that you are forced, kind of, your brain just is forced to feel that way. Like, look at these people. Look at this guy. He's the one that's pressing this. Like, I feel great looking at this guy. This Asian dude. But I know that this is manipulating me. But yeah, I can't help it. That's scary, isn't it? They might even be CGI image. Oh, fuck. That's fucked up, dude. That might be true. That might be even way more. Yeah, that's a way more efficient way to generate these people. To just generate them instead of hiring them. Oh my god, that's fucked up. That's the purpose of marketing. Yeah. Which is fucked, right? But yeah, you get what I mean. I'm not saying it's like bad. It's incredible that they're able to do this. But at the same time, there's a limit to everything, right? How much they can manipulate you just for what you do. Just for like knowing how much about you. Okay, back on track. So, Uber money, pretty interesting, but I think they're a relatively new project and they're very catered still, very narrowly catered to Uber, right? Their users, their drivers. So Jump is their globally available. They are right here in Montreal, actually, in Canada. So Jump is their bike rental service, which is a direct copy of China, right, of Didi. And then their Uber Eats, and then their Uber, right? So their driver and riders, and also food delivery. Huge, but this is very narrow still in comparison to some of the things that I want to introduce to you guys. So a couple things. So first off, here. So here is Decrypt's article covering this, and I really like Decrypt as a source of kind of crypto and tech, right? If we can relate to each other, to each one of those faces, it gets into our subconscious. They seem to have access to all races and what. Yeah, that's very, very obvious, is my point. But you can't hate it, even though you want to hate it, because it's so good. You can't escape ads. Yeah, you can. Virtual bacon is better than actual bacon. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, so Uber money aimed initially at least at its drivers, and also Uber Eats, and also Jump. So the bike. But they are not the first. In fact, they are way behind Facebook with their Libra, which is a blockchain project. And it's, I think, quite a good initiative. I've covered this before, but their biggest hurdles are that they are Facebook. And when it comes to Facebook and data, specifically your spending, in so many industries that they're trying to break into with their Libra Alliance. It's a great design with kind of this sort of Hyperledger-esque governance system with like 100 partners spanning like all kinds of industries. So it's very diverse, right? It's great, but the core tech is developed by Facebook. And the alliance is founded by Facebook. So that's really fucked up, right? And that's why it's facing so much backlash. But it's a great initiative. I don't know if they will succeed. But I think it's the most promising. And Telegram have their own blockchain crypto as well that are bringing out to supposedly at least be sort of a very convenient way to integrate into to integrate currency and money into their, I guess, just Telegram messaging app so far. But I need to look into it more. So this is one of the topics that I need to do more research on, which is what do you use the Gram token, which is the Telegram's token, for? But they are also getting sued by SEC, and so are all three of these guys, right? Facebook is essentially not sued yet, but they are facing huge backlash by huge pushback by essentially just governments, because this is way too big of a project. Telegram themselves are sued by the US SEC because for twice now, they were trying to conduct token sales to sell their Gram token before it fully had any utility in it. So that's why the SEC can sue them, because of the security regulations. So essentially the SEC is able to say, oh yeah, when you conduct your token sale, what are people buying into it for? So the Telegram token is supposed to be a utility token, which you can use for all kinds of shit. And that is proposed, but it is not available at the time that you invest in the token, which means they don't necessarily have to bring out those functionalities after they have conducted their sale. So essentially they can say, oh yeah, we failed, it's not possible, and they just take all that money and run. So that is kind of written into the sale, security sale regulations. And both Telegram and Kik with their Kin token are getting into trouble with the SEC, specifically regarding these, right? Regarding kind of what they are classified as, whether they're security tokens or utility tokens. Now, so let's go through them one by one. I think you guys are very familiar with Libra already. So, actually, no, let's do Apple Pay. Let's also cover Apple Pay. So Apple Pay is, I think, actually, nah. Apple Pay is in a realm of its own. Apple Pay is already out there. Apple have their own, actually, credit card right now, but is also mostly just digital, not physical. Uber should call their money Dunkats. What the fuck? Please look in the meme chat on Discord. Yeah, Libra sounds like the future to me. Yeah, Libra does sound like the future. But yeah, it's sad how it's Facebook. But yeah, so what is so I think all of these projects, starting with, who started it? I think Apple Pay, right? Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Google Pay. These are typical, right? And Facebook Libra. These are the ones that stand the most chance, right? So Apple, Samsung, Google, with their Pay, or Android Pay, I should say, their payments, and also like in China, Alipay and WeChat Pay. These guys kind of paved the way for, in the easiest way possible, which is take your phone. Phones have NFC scanners, which essentially is able to, well, they have NFC scanners and chips, which is essentially able to take the NFC data that is integrated into your credit cards or debit cards. There's a chip in there that is programmable that can simulate what your credit cards can do. So essentially, you take the back of, usually it's top here, right? You connect it to your the bank's API. You write whatever is representative of your MasterCard, Visa, what have you, into your phone or your debit cards, and then you just use PayPass. So because Google, Samsung, Android, Apple, they all make hardware devices, so they were the easiest ways to integrate these right into their phones. And I'm pretty sure Huawei also has this, because Huawei is also a hardware provider, but they're not as successful because they're in China, right? So in the Chinese case, how they did cashless payments in society and financial service is they don't have as large of a market share. And also they're kind of late to the device industry, right? So what they did is, instead of using NFC, which is, I think, coming along now, what they did was they used QR codes. Is it though? Didn't PayPal leave the project? What do you mean? Anyways, let me just finish my point. So in China, what you would do is you have a QR code. You guys know what a QR code is if you use crypto. So you have so it's entirely a software solution but it's a really, really user-friendly software solution where you have WeChat and Alipay as two essentially operating systems within mobile apps. What that means is you scan a QR code, and that is pretty much always the entry point to eventually what leads to a payment. So the easiest way for this to happen is you have your own wallet in Alipay and also in WeChat. And let me go here. I don't know how I feel about Huawei Pay. Yeah, I gotta look into it, but I think Huawei probably just integrates with Ali and WeChat. So essentially what happens is you link your bank accounts, just as you would link your bank account to PayPal, you link them to your WeChat or your Alipay in China, right? And then after that point on, whatever you want to buy, right? I'm Chinese, so you can trust this. You can trust I know this. So whatever you want to buy, whenever you want to transfer someone money, if you want to give your kids allowance, if you want to pay for school, want to buy like yogurt downstairs in your grocery store, you want to pay for a car, you want to put down payment for a house even, you use Alipay or WeChat. WeChat is probably bigger right now. And Alipay lets you send in a QR code, I think up to like 5 million yuan or some shit. Insane if you think about it. But that is 100% of basically any transaction that happens in China right now. Crazy, yes, but it is very indicative of what kind of society we're going into in terms of what kind of shift we have in terms of how we spend, how we use money, right? So yeah, just any example that you can think of when it comes to using money in China is cashless right now through these two apps, just these two. And how is it possible? Well, first off, China as a state themselves, right? Most companies are state-backed, right? And a very select few of them are given kind of the go-ahead and from the state, and they're state compliant with the political alignment or whatever. So they happen very fast, and they can integrate directly with the banks because all the banks are state-backed as well. Did I just get clickbaited? Long whale fuel 2017 pump. What? Yeah. Well, Bitfinex pumps is essentially what that was. And yeah, regarding that, Tony, basically, you know, a bunch of market studies are being done now, looking into kind of the printing of Tether, right, in 2017, and how much correlation there is when it comes to, you know, price surges in Bitcoin. D-Live, thank you for featuring me. Appreciate that. But yeah, so basically, back to my point, which is, so in China, everything's cashless right now. And I think very soon we will start to see globally, we go into cashless systems. And specifically mobile-based payments based on apps. But they will not, so it looks like it will not be using, what do you call it? QR codes. Although that is very convenient, right? Oh yeah. So how is QR code so convenient? So you would think maybe this might be a little problem because what do you mean everything is cashless in China? Everything is cashless. You don't carry cash. You don't carry credit cards. You don't carry debit cards. There's no credit card machines. Gen Zs in China don't know how to get a credit card. They don't have any credit cards. Credit system is built into WeChat and Ali. Bitcoin is the preferred payment method over Visa, MasterCard in Italy. Is it? Wow. What about poor rural villages? They use Alipay and WeChat Pay way more. Not your friend. This is because, see, this is, I think, the number one fundamental advantage when it comes to a cashless, mobile-based payment versus credit card and debit. So when you have a rural village, in order to use credit and debit or cash, you need to have a bank that is at least somewhat accessible, or like a credit union or wherever that you can get cash, right? Rural villages do not have that, but most rural villages in China do have this and cell phone signal. That is why there's so much adoption in China. Well, that is not so much why it was so fast adopted, but that is, I think, a very good insight and very smart that the Chinese government actually did this. Is this helped so much of the rural parts of China actually, because imagine you're a farmer and the nearest bank is like 50 kilometers away. You used to use, you know, cash, but cash is not worth much when you can't really buy so much with everybody. So back in the days, you just kind of actually still traded, you know, your oil, you know, cooking oil. So China is a very agriculture heavy society, right? So you trade like wheat, rice, oil, like salt, tea, vinegar, sauce. These are the, back in the days, right? In Chinese proverbs, the things that you actually valued in rural parts of China. Now, you don't have to. Now, all you need is to pay for your internet from your Alipay and sell that in your Alipay to pay for everything else. And you can buy so much in Alipay and WeChat Pay. And that is basically the misconception that people have when it comes to, oh yeah, why is cashless better? Isn't it harder to set up an infrastructure? No, it is not. Even globally, right? So the transitioning into kind of a global scale. So what Libra is trying to solve, right, is so in the world right now, I think there's 1.7 billion people that are unbanked, meaning you don't have access to a bank, right? You don't have access to credit, to debit, to ATM, any of that. You don't have access to money transferring, whether it's because, you know, it's poor area, or, you know, your government's corrupt, whatever it is, right? You live very, very far away in the mountains, whatever you have. But out of those 1.7 billion people, there is 1 billion of those people that have this, and also like at least I would say like 3G internet, which is enough to use apps. Probably not to watch YouTube in high def, but definitely enough to use like PayPal, right? So that's the argument of Libra, which is, okay, well, let's bring those at least 1 billion people that have phones some sort of cashless mobile-based payment system, so they can have their own credit, they can pay each other money, transfer stuff to each other, they can actually get loans, right? And they can buy all kinds of shit. And this is proven, right? No doubt already by the by how big of a improvement that the Chinese economy have benefited from this, from going cashless. So, okay, what did you guys say? What the heck do criminals use for money? Bitcoin, I guess. I'm shocked in hearing this. Cashless China. Old people must find it very hard to manage, relying on younger generation. Another thing is, you would be surprised, but my grandparents, right? So the last time that I went back to China, see, this is the beauty of of a communist, controlled society. So the last time I went back to China was 2010. No, the last time. And then this year I also went back. So it's an 8.5 year difference, right? So the last time I went back, my grandparents were like 70 and like 78-ish. No, 70 and 75, right? So they didn't use computers. They didn't really use smartphones. They were still on landline. And back then I was already on YouTube and shit, right? So I was like, oh yeah, you guys are like behind in terms of new tech, right? But this time I went back. Guess what? My grandma uses like Alipay and online shopping better than I do. It's insane. And my grandpa is like 83 now, I think. He uses fucking Alipay to buy like carrots, cabbage for like 99 cents a pop, right? Just typical day-to-day life shit, paying for utility, paying for like healthcare, like medicine for his diabetes, giving me like what do you call it, New Year money transfer on WeChat. She's like, oh yeah, my WeChat is I don't want to link my account because it might lead to like some people might hack my WeChats. Can you like transfer me some funds from you so that it only stays in my WeChat? I'm like, dude, you are tech savvy. Like, what? Like, think about that. So I only learned to use WeChat and Alipay when I went back to China. There were like a week where I was like culture shock and tech shock, because I've been in Canada for so long and I've been stuck in this fucking shit for like 8 years, and I learned very, very quickly. But because they had so much exposure, and I can't imagine how much like just mainstream news and education and like newspaper, how much they actually promoted this and gave out resources teaching people how to use this. It must have been a long period, but because the mainstream narratives are also completely state backed, the adoption was very, very fast. And you would think that, oh yeah, no, it's a mentality thing. It's a close-mindedness. All people might not be able to like this. All people cannot adapt because they can't learn anymore. No, they can. You know what's the real issue? It's whether the state wants this to succeed or not. And it's been proven. China is like such a interesting playing ground for this. Yeah, under a communist system, they can easily set up a support system facility. So in cell phone service, free, or do they have to load their phones with data time? They do load their phones with data time, but cell phone is very, very, very cheap. Essentially, you get so data in China works like how much was it? Like so there is a cap in terms of high bandwidth. So like 4G data. Now 5G, right? So I'm pretty sure by this point, as we speak, 5G is like there. When I left this summer, 5G was just coming out on Huawei phones. And you were given essentially 100 gigs data per month for like $10 US, basically. And then anywhere above that in 5G levels would be like 4G throttled. So like 4G speed unlimited for free. So they only throttle you in speed. They don't throttle. None of the plans throttle you in what do you call it? Data cap. Because the infrastructure is also so widespread, right? That it's kind of insane. But yeah, so that's how that works. Yeah, that's why the rural villages in China, they don't have a problem with signals. You know how much is data plan in Central Europe? Yeah, I don't want to know. Honestly, it's kind of embarrassing. Even in Canada, it's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, it's fucked up. How much we charge, right? Anyways, so okay. On a global scale, what's really happening? So we see. I don't think we will use as much. I don't think QR code will be the number one solution, because big tech companies, right? So in the global scale, because we're not a communist like global government, because that's obviously not good for everybody. That might be good for China, but that's not good for everybody, right? The US should not be communist, right? So then what happens is, because it's capitalism, who leads the way is not the state. Rather, it's like big money, right? Whoever makes the most money. And they can at the same time bring about, innovation on a big scale. So that's why you see Apple, Facebook, Google, Amazon's not in it. They have Amazon Pay, but it's very minor player. Uber now, and Android, right? Google. So, and depending on the landscape of what the design of their companies, whether they're hardware or software based, they have different strategies. So, two approaches. So, if you are a hardware company like Apple, or somewhat you make devices, right? Apple, Google, Google with Android, right? You would have, or Samsung as well. You will have like an NFC based payment, right? So that's already out there. All three of these type of payments, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Google Android Pay, are out there, integrating into banks already, because there's no big shift when it comes to the underlying infrastructure. It's still kind of a hardware bank based sort of POS machine, but just integrated into your phone. So you don't carry a card, you carry your phone. A lot of parts of the world already uses that. In the US and in Canada, and probably a lot of parts in the UK, in like the Europe, it's already widespread, right? In Australia, probably. That's there, and that will continue to evolve, right? And get better and better. So we will soon enough, I think, not only see just like, oh yeah, this is a convenient way to store your cards on your phone, right? Rather, we will see these tech companies coming out with their own like financial services that you can get loans or whatever traditional banking that you have, right? Like Apple Card, that kind of stuff, right? Payday loans with Uber money. But the second way is for software companies right? Namely Facebook. So Facebook doesn't make hardware. Rather, they have like the biggest user base of their software in the world, right? Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, crazy market share when it comes to how many users they actually have, right? So their solution is Libra and Calibra Wallet. So Calibra Wallet and the Libra crypto, so you can call it a crypto because it's a permission blockchain essentially. Their solution will most likely be not NFC but QR code based. So I would imagine if Libra eventually becomes very widely adopted, how I would send you guys money or how you guys would send me money is through a QR code. And all these Libra partners, right, founders will integrate into their apps or their stores mini apps in the Calibra wallet that are kind of a storefront, so you can pay for food or PayPal or transfer money or just send directly to accounts. So it'll be very, very similar to how WeChat and Alipay works. Yeah, I don't have a very negative sentiment when it comes to cashless society and cashless payments. I think overall, generally, it's a very, very good thing. I do think Facebook's Libra, specifically the project, is probably as decentralized as we can get, right? With like 100 members in all kinds of industries. The only thing that is against it is because it's Zuck, it's Facebook. So your data, that's gonna get like mined like crazy. So when you spend, you get ads to buy all kinds of shit. So they can make a shit ton of money and your data is not gonna be compensated for, right? But we will see what kind of other tech companies can come up with a solution, right? And if you guys sidetrack, if you guys are a fan of Silicon Valley, the show, they are kind of a more idealized solution with Pied Piper, right? To providing this. I think this is a disaster waiting to happen if grids go down. So cell phone service, especially my 400 megs 1 month for USD. Oh, that's not too bad. We have highest price in Europe. Wait, 400 megs on 1 month for 4S USD? That's landline? That's internet, not cell? Oh god, that's fucked. Not 4G, huh? You think this is a disaster waiting to happen if grids go down? I don't think so. Starlink will solve this. The chances of a global, satellite-based 5G network based on Starlink, the chance of that going down is way less than your government, your financial systems going down. Yeah. Skynet will rescue us, basically. GPay is pretty widely accepted in many other online stores. They will come up with their version of Libra that will work. Google Pay? Oh, it's LTE. Okay, that's decent. What's up, Arnie? Yes, I know you like Starlink, Arnie. Big Elon fan. Elon will always say, yeah, I believe in Elon. In Elon we trust. Anyways, so okay, to finish off, kind of the latest on cashless big tech, right? Telegram and Kik are two messaging apps. Telegram is based in US, I think. Kik is based in Canada, actually. They are both sued by the SEC for their token offerings, right? And the narrative is that they were security offerings instead of utility, which is ultimately the only narrative that SEC still has. Telegram has halted their token sale and waiting on, better precedent so they can either continue or change it up or develop their tech first before they try again. While Kick, the messenger app with their kin crypto, has cut down. Like, this is a heroic story. I'll cover this again. But basically, they are like the #1 crypto app from big tech, based on big tech. So that's trying to set a good precedent for the crypto industry, for the blockchain industry in general. So Kick itself had like 300 million active users, I think, in the world. They are incredibly big. And there were like 150 employees or some shit. But now they have cut down. They have shut down their main app, the Kick Messenger app. So imagine WhatsApp shutting down WhatsApp just to back their WhatsApp token. That's what Kick did. Kick shut down the Kick app, the messaging app, and only focused on the token. And they have cut 85% their spendings, their companies. And now they're left with just 19 people fighting the SEC, taking the battle. And now a large portion of the crypto community that actually has money have, decided to fund them for this uphill battle, right? To set a precedent for the, the crypto and token sale regulatory kind of sphere. So that's the sad but like heroic story, and they're just starting basically. It'll take a long time, but I'll specifically cover this in a video or another stream. Did you say 19? Yes, they're only 19 now. So if you want to read into it, I have an article here that I can show you. It's quite the thing. So Ted Livingston, CableNet is like $12 per 20 up, 4 down megabytes. Well, that's actually cheaper than Canada. Canada's actually pretty bad in that sense because of Canada's coverage is really bad because we are all scattered, right? Canada is very not densely populated, like scarcely populated country. We have a lot of land, not enough people populating all the areas. That's why the infrastructure is really bad, and that's why internet and cell coverage is really bad. Right. So Ted Livingston is the CEO and co-founder of Kick and Kin, the messenger apps. And this is his official medium that I posted in the chat. And if you want, you can read into this before I cover it later on. But essentially, they have cut down most of their team to really fight the SEC on this, and it's quite the story actually. Yeah, I recommend you read into it if you want. Also, different provider offers about $13 30/30. That's really good. We don't have that. 30/30 is gonna cost you like 50 Canadian, which is like 40 USD here. Yeah, I just read it all. Thank you. Yeah, this is quite the story. Yeah, we will cover this. And this is recent too, September 23rd. But yeah, I don't think I'll have time to cover it today. So yeah, essentially that's all I have to say for today. I initially planned to kind of make just on stream a YouTube video, right? Talking about the main things that I want to talk about. But I feel like I'm gonna do a little bit of interaction with you guys, do some Q&A, and then gonna do this like right after the stream. That makes more sense. So my plan with the stream, at least, so after the main coverage, right, of stuff I want to talk about, because I like to come in it and offer value in the tech parts of it. So if you guys want me to explain anything that I talk about today or about blockchain, about crypto, please just throw them at me right now and let's cover them. that's kind of how I want to use the last like 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes to talk about. What do you think is going to be the future of Lino? Will it be kept at a low price, allowed to fly, or definitely allowed to fly? They would, nobody will try to keep it low. No. The real question is it going to go up or down? We don't know. I have no idea, to be honest. I hope it will be allowed to fly. I hope it will fly. But as far as like utility goes, no coin out there, right? Really. Because, okay, think of it like this. So for a coin to do well, for coin or token to do well, what's the main factor? You would think it's utility, right? So what coins or tokens have the highest utility out there? I would say probably like BAT, a basic attention token, Ethereum, and then like all the derivative, all the leftover shit of Ethereum, like copies of Ethereum, like Tron, EOS, all that shit, Silica, whatever you have. They're fast. You can code on them. They're like ecosystems, right? But look at Ethereum. Ethereum is not like... Ethereum did really well. And it flew, but... And even the SEC says Ethereum is a utility token. Like, SEC has vowed to not sue Ethereum ever. So Ethereum is like the gold standard for a utility token. But can Lino get there? No, absolutely not. Lino is not like that. So what will drive Lino prices up, if it goes up, will be speculation, right? And adoption in terms of like just kind of transferring and kind of close to like a speculation that it will go up, right? So people will buy it thinking that it will go up, and then you can sell it to make money. Nothing wrong with that, because that's how the majority of cryptos work. That's how the majority of any trading asset works. Now the question is the Lino ecosystem, right? So far it's just DLive. So is DLive good as a marketing / like adoption speculative tool? I would say yeah. You know, DLive is if you count DLive as a dApp, even though it's very centralized, but eventually with enough validators, we are pretty decentralized, right? We're decentralized enough to call ourselves a dApp with 21 validators once we're on mainnet. Even at this moment, validators are pretty spread out. So if we count DLive as a dApp, DLive is the biggest dApp right now. It beats like even the biggest exchanges. It'll be like Binance DEX, right? Binance decentralized exchange. So then with this app, right, what are the key other type of factors we need to take into account when it comes to how good the marketing will be, right? So first off, the marketing team, right, strategies. That I don't know. I like Stone, you know, I like the DLive team, but how good are they? I don't know. I'm not a marketing guy. So fingers crossed they're good, maybe. Also funding, I think we're okay. Once we're on mainnet, Lino holds enough to kind of use just the tokens to use as funding. I think comparing Lino to other projects out there, it's great. It's a pretty good project. Yeah. So also a third thing I think, which is pretty interesting, because Stone has talked to me about this before, is timing is very, very important in any market, specifically in Bitcoin, in crypto, because most of coins have prices go up or down depending on speculation. And crypto is such a new industry that if Bitcoin crashes, everything else will be seen as a scam, even if they're not. And if Bitcoin goes up, even the most non-legit projects will be seen as like disruptive, like, oh my God, like new tech, you know? So timing is really, really important. And so that's why I think it's very interesting. The next like 2 months or so, up until like the next happening, is what Stone said. It's going to be very key for the crypto industry, how the market moves, what, you know, because I'm sure that DLive at the Lino mainnet is ready to go right now. Push a button, we're ready to go, right? But the timing is super important, right? So think like tomorrow, right? Bitcoin rallies from 10K to 20K. If we launch Lino mainnet at that point and we say, oh yeah, Lino mud decentralization, biggest app on the internet. True. But comparing to launching it right now versus like at that point will be like 10 times the Lino coin ICO difference. There's not going to be ICO, I don't think, but there'll be a drastic difference. So the timing is very, very important. And the fact that we're seeing, you know, CT booming up again, a bunch of scammers trying to try their hands at scams, Tether printer possibly coming back. I think that the timing is pretty nice for Lino, and I think it'll be very interesting. So keep your eyes peeled. I think if you're really if you really want to, because I think the DLive team has some very good crypto people. So if you are really keen on finding out exactly, right, be the first to figure out when Lino will go mainnet. Look at the Bitcoin industry. Look at the Bitcoin charts, right? Look at the crypto, you know, sentiment. Once it's positive, once it's very bull, Lino will come, and hopefully it'll do good. So, what's up, Studio Radio Korea, Royce? What's up? DLive isn't known well enough yet. They need to promote it more. Yes. They're just waiting. They're just waiting. What do you think is going to be the future of Lino? I recommend everybody to check offers from providers at least every year. A lot of people stay in the same deal for years. Oh yeah, at the rate that infrastructure and like 4G and 5G advances, everything gets cheaper and cheaper. But they will not upgrade you or, you know, make it cheaper for you automatically. So check with your mobile provider, internet provider all the time. Yeah, I only know of it because of the Jesse Lee Peterson show. Cool. Yeah. I would say they have like tons of resources and funding ready, you know, deals to be announced, but the timing is what's holding them back, I think, because things move very, very fast in crypto spaces. So it's not like, you know, oh, you want to like gradually build it up over a 6-month period or whatever. DLive is legit enough, the tech, everything else to show for it. But when you gotta go fast. So I think they're waiting. Why are you saying DLive is going bust? I'm not saying DLive is going bust. No, I'm not. We could promote it more, XD. Yeah. Hi, Alexi. We need to buy over some big streamer, but let's wait until Mixer stops paying out that big money. Oh yeah. Have you guys seen Courage AD's Twitter thread? Apparently, I think he's moving to Mixer or some shit. You know, with the wave of like streamers, right? I'm sure DLive is in talks with other streamers. I'm sure it is. It's both like, you know, if there are kind of really good intersections when it comes to streaming community and crypto community, DLive will be #1 on that, to jump on those opportunities to get those streamers or influencers. But buying streamers seems like the best way to go right now. So I'm sure DLive is on that. Hi, what's up? Courage is coming to DLive. That would be huge. Yeah, no, I don't think Courage is coming to DLive. I don't think DLive has enough capital for that. But probably Mixer, I would say. Something. He's moving. That I know. Like, let me show you guys that. I wonder how that thread is doing, actually. I think I retweeted it. Where is it? If you go on Ninja, I think Ninja tweeted it first. Oh, Ninja has community, cool. Where the hell is it? Retweets? Damn it. Oh no, I don't see it. Wait, actually no, it's in my Discord. Here. Yeah, if you guys want to talk to me offline, make sure you join the Discord. It's very yeah, I'm on there like all the time. So if you want to find me off stream. Ninja named us on a joke tweet he was doing with other streams, so maybe we don't see the popularity, but D-Live is known. Yeah, I mean yeah, I'll go join. Cool, yeah. It's just in my about section. Basically everyone that you see in the chat that's always here, we're in there. We're posting memes, posting crypto stuff. So here, where's my thing? Where did I share it again? Media share? No, general? Yeah, here it is. So, see, here's the thread. So, first it's Lupo said, I feel like Courage JD. Here, let me go big screen. Dr. Lupo said, I feel like Courage JD's announcement is really gonna mix things up tomorrow. Right? Puns. Hahaha. Here. Go check this out, guys. And then Doc comes in like, I wouldn't trust anybody who noob tubes in Modern Warfare. Ooh. Doc, give him a break. You know he'd never face off against someone without it. Trust me, you know this, and you do too. And Lupo is even referring caffeine here. Whatever happens, I hope he has enough caffeine to make it through the day. Ninja's like, all I know is want to give him the D live. So, you know, Ninja, thank you, dude, for giving us a nod in the right direction, saying, you know, we're in there, just below caffeine, you know. So the major players in streaming, what are they right now? Twitch first, probably YouTube second, Mixer third, Facebook fourth, Caffeine fifth, D-Live sixth. Basically, we're in sixth place right now. We're not bad because Caffeine has like 150 million in funding, I think. D-Live 20 million. That's it. That's all we got. PewDiePie is bigger than all of those dudes. Hard to say. I don't know who's bigger, Ninja or PewDiePie. But yeah, PewDiePie is way bigger than Lupo, Doc, Courage. Way bigger. Ninja versus PewDiePie? I'm not too sure. PewDiePie's been around longer, though. Ninja's more brand friendly. It's hard to say. Okay, so don't miss it 2 hours. Yeah, so I think, oh shit, what is he doing actually? Let the games begin 1 hour. Holy shit. Hold on, look at this.
Please hold.
What is he actually? He is gonna announce something in like 1 hour. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna share this in like Twitter and stuff after. PewDiePie doesn't stream that much and he doesn't advertise D-Live enough. Yeah. You know, maybe D-Live has like more PewDiePie campaigns lined up and just kind of waiting for the right moment. It's possible. That shit would be nuts. Imagine PewDiePie play Fortnite on D-Live. He did, though. He did. With Ninja. Were you not here? He streamed Fortnite with Ninja streaming on Twitch. Like, I think this was like 5 months ago? 4 months ago or so. He had like 100k viewers. Pretty fucking insane. It was nuts. Yeah, right? He did. You remember that. Yeah. Okay, let's watch this. I'm curious. Yeah, they were in a tournament. Dude, this is some serious like fucking announcement shit coming out. Yeah, look at this. Commercial and commercial-esque. Oh wow. Big announcement incoming. Wow. Wow, teasing us. Would you ever stream Fortnite? Chances are not high.
Hello, this is Connor's office. Fitzgerald. Bill. Hello? You're not Ariana Grande. Shut up.
Bruh. I wonder what he's gonna announce. It's definitely a move. Maybe. It's probably a move. it's
Yes,
funny.
Connor's here. Please hold.
Man, what a time to be a streamer, right? To be a speculator, especially. So much news all the time. Anyways, we will see what it is. We will see. Coming very soon. Coming in the next hour. So, okay. That's about it that I have for you guys. Let's just chat for a little bit. I'm not sure, but Bacon is pretty trash in normal games. What happened with him in Fortnite? Lol. I'm MLG. Don't mock. Yeah, I'm MLG. Don't mock. Anyways, PP time, and then we'll do more Q&A for a little bit. 1 second. Dude, today's stream was lit. Not many people are chatting, but I think a lot of people gained somewhat, information or entertainment. Check news highlights from PUBG. Hey, I'll let you know that I won a game like 2 days ago. I'll show you my PUBG.gg. Actually, I'll show you my PUBG page and right after this. Okay, I gotta go pee. 1 second. We are absorbing lessons. I know, and it makes me feel great actually. Not so much lessons, but just kind of things that are happening out in the world. We didn't want to break your train of thought. I know. I think I know that if it were more interactive, format can change for the better. But I also know that this is the first time that I really put my head down to kind of get topics out there that I can cover and bring value. So I'm glad that you guys enjoy that. Yeah. Anyways, I gotta go pee. 1 second. Oh, shit. What's happening? What's happening in chat? Why is there so many emotes? Hold up. Hold up a minute. So many papers. Holy shit. Yo, Daughter Healer. If you're still here, dude. I hope you wash your hands. I did. I always do. I wash my hands like 10 times a day or some shit. Very keen on that, actually. Daughter, do you host before... Do you end your stream before you host? Because DLive has a problem with that. Like, if you are seeing that your hosts don't bring over viewers, or it doesn't show the viewer count, even though people might still be there. It looks like there's twice as much as on last stream. What? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't do that. Host first and then stop your stream like right after. It actually won't cause a problem. At least in like normal OBS. I've been doing this for like months. I know that people have had problems so that they have to stop the stream and then host, but it'll pretty much ruin the number that shows up when you host. Don't worry about your stream being like lagged out, like OBS being lagged out. That's never happened to me. Just a quick tip. Just a tip. Okay. So, what's going on with you guys? Yeah, when I host, I do it right after I end and I lose viewers. Yeah, you don't need to do that actually. What do you mean? I will drop viewers? It will drop. Yes. So if you end first and then you host, it'll be a big drop. But if you do host first and then end, nothing will be wrong, but most of your viewers will carry over. Like that's why you guys see when I host, I click I type in the name and I click host, and then you are gone. But then like 30 seconds after that, and then I click stop streaming. There's never been a problem for me doing that. So yeah, I think I was distracted. I first host and then click close OBS, but usually I don't have that many people to give anyway. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just wondering because like last time you said there were more people, but like OBS bugged out for you or something. I was wondering, but yeah, okay. If that's what's happening, then that's fine. Yeah. I think DLive definitely improved on that. There used to be some problems. I was afraid back then, but now it's completely okay. DLive has been nothing but amazing, to be honest. What was I gonna say? Right, so bit of a self plug. So if you have a phone and you want to see some solid memes on TikTok, 2 TikToks a day, 1 educational covering something crypto blockchain related. Another is going to be funny, right? TikTok trends incorporating crypto in it. Go follow me, please. I wonder if there's a command for that in my chat. Hold on, let me see. Stop with this TikTok then, this is ruining our soul. No, it's not. I love it. I'm having so much fun. I feel younger than ever, I gotta tell you. Because like, the most popular, so there's this girl on TikTok that has been trending. So TikTok's trending page is called For You page. Essentially, it's recommendation to you based on your interests and what you like to watch and like. And this girl, 15-year-old girl called Charlie D'Amelio, she's been on the trending page of literally every single person for like the past week. And she has went from 500k followers to like 2 million in like 5 days. It's insane. It's like Justin Bieber blow up kind of level. It's insane. TikTok is instant clout, bro. Trust. Yeah, TikTok is also fun. Seriously. You should listen to Gary Vee. Mama says TikTok is the devil. Yeah. Mama will also be on TikTok in like a year, probably. So she'll end up on Ellen. I hope so. I really hope so. I see 2 pixels of your static background is visible on left of the stream and triggers me. Where? Oh no, what? What is that? Wait, I see that too. What is that? That's funny. Hold on. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's still visible, huh? It's gone now. Haha. Apparently TikTok is a new thing. Yeah, as TikTok publicly traded stock, it is. I only just realized you can go live on TikTok too. Yes, but you need 1,000 followers, which, guys, please go follow me, please. It'll mean the world to me because like you can't buy followers on TikTok without getting severely punished. You'll essentially just be shadow banned. So once I have 1,000 followers, I can go live on there, give my value, which I already do so much on here because I love streaming, and then bring all those people over here. That'll be a party. So please go follow my TikTok. It's in the about section, right? And so I'm ending the stream very soon, in like the next 5 minutes. So right after I end the stream, I'm going to kind of compress my thoughts into a YouTube video covering today's topics. And then, so if TikTok is not your thing and you're more into YouTube, like the boomer you are, you know, check out my YouTube if you miss stuff. It's weird with the donating thing on there. The donating thing is very primitive because actually not really. It's pretty much standard when it comes to mobile streaming. The biggest mobile streaming market is definitely China still. I could talk about that, you know, mobile streaming. Future of TikTok streams, mobile streaming. That could be a topic. Hey, what up, King Samuga? Do we have homework? We don't have homework. Homework would be, well, you guys didn't have much to ask in terms of explainer. So, I mean, I didn't have anything too technical to talk about, to explain. You can't buy love. Nani, I just came here and you're already ending stream. Yeah, sorry, Road. I'm starting my streams about an hour earlier than usual now. But I will be streaming daily because it's going to be new stuff just like that every day and new content every day. So tomorrow, same time. He is a itty bitty milk baby. Homework is to follow Bacon's TikTok. If you don't follow, you are bottom of the class. Do it. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at you. All right. Anyways, yeah. So if you missed today's stream, don't worry. I'll have a YouTube video. I'll probably post them on DLive as well. Anyone that I have watched live on TikTok are now real streamers. So their TikToks are amazing, but their streams are so bad. Yeah. That's why I can't wait till I have 1,000 legit followers on TikTok so I can go live and I'll figure out a way to broadcast my stream here, this setup, to TikTok because there's literally nobody, everybody's doing this on TikTok. This is their live stream with like a ring light here and then a tripod here. That's it. Like, I'm gonna teach these kids what's up, dude. Like, so please help me out here. Force me. I won't force you, but you know, you could be a mod. Nah, JK. Daughter, I'm glad you're back here so often now. I miss our good old days. And I'm super glad your stream is doing well. Keep it up, dude. We're in this together. Cherries. Anyways, stay tuned, guys. So if you have any questions, you can tweet at me on Twitter, and you can also join the Discord or message me on Discord if you want more public kind of conversation. And I'm on both of these platforms pretty much like 24/7 because they have notifications on my phone, and my phone's always in my pocket. So that's how you can reach me. Yeah, sorry, man. No. I'm just kidding, dude. Just kidding. Like, part of the reason why I lost a bunch of my OGs is because I stopped streaming, you know, and I was lost for a bit, but now we're back. My DMs are open. Put the camera of the phone on their phone that is viewing this stream. Easy solution. Exactly. You look 15 years old on TikTok. That's the point. You gotta look 15 years old on TikTok. There's like, also, yeah, there's a built-in filter. So it filters up all of makes the skin all look all nice and stuff. That's why it looks so fresh and young. Even OG viewers get lost for a while. Yeah. But you know, we're back. We're back. Hopefully, this is it. I'm working on some affiliates too. So right now, if you look in the about section, I have StreamAid, which you can donate to trigger scenes. It's pretty interesting, but that's still donation. I have set up a hardware wallet affiliate. So if you guys are looking for like, you know, cold storage, I highly recommend getting one of these. I use this a lot. This shit, Ledger Nano. Back when I bought it like a year and a half ago, they only had like the Nano S. Now they have a Bluetooth one called Nano X. If you ever want to buy a hardware wallet because you need it or something, you hold a lot for long term, you can use it to trade too on your mobile phones and shit. I get a little bit of that, but I'm working on stuff like that. You know, I'm working with a Bybit to try to get an affiliate set up so I can hopefully make this thing legit. The Nano, yeah. Maniacal voice, you need to look 15 on TikTok. Yeah, basically, you need to look 15. And guess what? I'm Asian, so it's easy. Also, my face is kind of long, you know, so it's small face equals looking young. Okay, guys, enough memeing, enough of everything. Today's been fun. Thank you guys for all being here. You're Asian? No. Exposed. I'm not actually Asian. I'm black, dude. A piece of paper is the ultimate OG hardware wallet. Cloaker, what's up, dude? Big fan. Big fan, Cloaker. Thank you for doing so much with the crypto rich list, you know, Lino rich list, setting up validators, staying true to, you know, what decentralization is, all the stuff you've done, man. Appreciate that, dude. Keep up what you do. I root for you. Even though you can see that I didn't vote for you because there's that LGO supernova thing that I can get Lino from. But nobody knows about that. But I did vote for you. I used to vote for Tidy and Cribble, but now I'm like, I want that cash, you know? He's not Asian, he's Chinese. What's that supposed to mean? That's not cool.
For the people.
For the people. That's right, dude. Okay, so tomorrow, back around the same time, we're gonna have new topics to talk about. In the meantime, TikTok for more fun stuff, bite sites, or YouTube for a summary of today's stream coming up in the next like 3 hours or so. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. Really cool. Very, very appreciative. Believe that you can believe me when I say that. But I gotta end soon. Gonna have some dinner. I mean, some lunch. Thank you guys for being here. I can never end properly, huh? Let me host someone if I can find anyone that's actually we can host Zonda. Zonda was talking about, so Zonda has a really cool thing called Incent, which he is working with exclusively as a kind of a beta tester. So you can earn crypto just by being on the stream and catching like specific pop-ups. Really cool. And you can actually cash those out. And if you catch all of them, so there's like 20 per stream and each is worth like 20 cents US. So you can make like $4 a stream as a viewer. Really cool. Just for this, I kind of want to host him. I know Fundy's live, but Fundy next time. Fundy next time. Okay. Damn, just caught your stream at the end, bro. Yeah, I know, dude. No worries. I'll be back tomorrow. Zonda coming in with host coming into Zonda. Stick around. Zonda's really cool. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow, 12 p.m. noon Eastern. Bye-bye. Do I need a program for that? No, you don't. It's web-based. Super cool. You can ask Zonda about it. I'm sure he'll explain. Bye.